Chelsea fans, I'll be honest with you, let's not jinx it, but it really feels like we're finally getting our Reece James back, the captain, the warrior, the right back who, when fully fit, can walk into any team in the world. We've been here before, hoping and praying that the injuries would stop haunting him, only to be disappointed. But this time, it feels different. And Chelsea, my friends, have missed this man more than most people realize. If you follow Chelsea closely, you know Reece James's story has been full of pain, not just for him, but for all of us watching. Over the last few years, he's missed more than 100 matches through injury. Think about that, more than 100 games. That's almost 3 full Premier League seasons gone. It wasn't just one type of injury either. Hamstrings tearing again and again, knee ligament problems, even moments where he returned for 2 or 3 games and broke down straight after. Last season, he had to go under the knife to fix his hamstring. He even missed the World Cup with England. Imagine being one of the best right backs in the world, but watching the biggest tournament from your sofa. That's heartbreak. And for Chelsea, it was torture too. Every time we got excited to see James starting, within a few weeks, the injury curse struck again. You could almost hear the sighs from Stamford Bridge every time the physio signaled for him to come off. So what happens when you lose a player like Reece James? The whole team feels it. Chelsea's right side looked weaker, both in defense and attack. Opponents targeted that area because they knew the replacement wouldn't be as strong. Without James, we missed his powerful runs up and down the flank. We missed those trademark whipped crosses into the box that strikers love. We missed his recovery pace, the way he bullied wingers one-on-one, and his leadership. Remember, this is the captain of Chelsea. His absence wasn't just about football ability, it hurt the team's morale. In big games, it was even worse. Chelsea often looked unbalanced, relying too much on one side for attacking width. Set pieces weren't the same either. James's delivery is elite. Without him, corners and free kicks lacked that quality. Simply put, Chelsea without Reece James are a completely different side. But here's something we don't always talk about: the mental strain. For Reece himself, the injuries were crushing. He admitted those periods felt lonely and frustrating. Think about being a young player, captain of your boyhood club, and instead of leading your teammates, you're in the gym rehabbing while everyone else is on the pitch. It takes incredible mental strength to keep going. And yet, James never gave up. He kept working, kept fighting, and now, finally, we're seeing the reward. This season feels different. James looks sharper, fitter, and more confident. He's playing more minutes, and he's impacting games again. Remember the Brighton match where Chelsea lost 3-1? Painful result, but James stood out. He assisted the goal, created chances, and was one of the few players who looked like he belonged at the very top level. His recovery pace looks better. He's not holding back on sprints. His crosses are back with that vicious whip defenders hate. And defensively, he's starting to lock down his side again. When you watch Chelsea now, there's a sense of balance on the right. Opponents don't attack that channel with the same confidence because they know Reece is back. And perhaps the most important sign, no constant setbacks. After surgery and carefully managed recovery, the club seems to be handling his fitness smarter. They're not rushing him. He's building rhythm game by game, and it shows. Let's pause here, because to understand the excitement, you have to understand what we've been missing: width and attacking threat. Without James, Chelsea looked narrow. With him, suddenly, the pitch feels bigger. Wingers get more space because defenders are worried about his overlaps. World-class delivery. We've missed those Beckham-like crosses. When Reece is fit, Chelsea strikers get better service. Defensive solidity. He's strong, fast, and rarely gets beaten in one-on-one battles. That's priceless in the Premier League. Leadership. He's the captain. His presence lifts the squad, gives belief, and sets a standard. With all that missing, it's no wonder Chelsea often looked toothless or shaky without him. So why should Chelsea fans believe this comeback is the real one? A few reasons. First, the surgery. Sometimes you need to fix the root of the problem, not just patch it up. Reece's hamstring was a recurring nightmare. By going under the knife, it seems like he finally dealt with it properly. Second, better management. Enzo Marcello and the Chelsea staff aren't throwing him into 3 games a week. They're easing him in, managing minutes, and letting him build form the right way. And it shows. Third, the hunger. When you watch Reece now, you can see he's desperate to make up for lost time. He's more aggressive, more driven, and he looks like he's enjoying football again. That matters. Of course, we have to be cautious. Injuries don't just vanish. There's always a risk. But if Reece James can stay fit for the majority of this season, Chelsea's ceiling rises massively. He transforms this team. He makes them harder to beat, more dangerous in attack, and more confident overall. And don't forget, this is still a young player. He's only 25. If he stays fit, he still has years at the top ahead of him. Imagine a Chelsea side with a fully fit Reece James bombing down the right, Cole Palmer pulling strings in attack, and Caicedo controlling midfield, and the youngsters like Esteban growing every week. That's exciting. So here's the scary truth. Chelsea have been living without their best right back, their captain, their leader, for too long. And yet, with all the pain, all the setbacks, Reece James is coming back. If he stays fit, if the injuries really are behind him, Chelsea fans can finally dream again. Because when Reece James is on the pitch, Chelsea aren't just better, they're different. They look like a team that can fight anyone. So let's not jinx it, but let's believe our Reece James is finally returning to his best.